So far that has switched to pull rod front suspension.
From that view, I love it. I cannot wait to look at the Ferrari. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today we are back with another car launch. It is the McLaren F1 team, obviously dropping their car. I'm not sure if they did this today or if they did this yesterday. I'm still catching up. We started this sort of car launch series, which this will be a little bit of series, because A, it helps me learn about the teams, all of the teams, and B, it lets me see the new cars that we're gonna see hopefully throughout the season. I always wondered, why can't they change like the car in general halfway through the season? Like obviously if it's still like lived up to all the regulations, wouldn't that be like super dope? Like you take like a 2-month break, everyone makes adjustments to the cars halfway through the season, and then you'd have like a whole new competition like halfway through. Like anyway, obviously because there's months and months of engineering going into it, I won't discuss that part. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at the McLaren 2021 new F1 car and sort of hopefully learn everything a little about it. I am responding to you guys' comments today on the Aston Martin AMR 22. That's the new Aston Martin car. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like I'm gonna be blown away by the McLaren probably a little bit more. I don't know, but yeah, I'll be responding to those comments on that car launch just so I can sort of learn and understand what the Aston Martin actually did. And I'll be doing that for this video as well. Hopefully today. We got lots of time on our hands today. But yeah, let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below. Go give it a look, because why wouldn't you?
You're watching the Aramco 2022 F1 car reveal series. McLaren's striking new Mercedes-powered MCL36 is a real statement of intent from a team that's working its way back towards the front in F1.
We'll give snaps, we'll give snaps, we'll give the snaps, we'll give all the snaps. I don't know if it's just like the color scheme that I enjoy of it, but I feel like that will be like the one car that stands out to me. Maybe other cars, obviously, with their colors will be different. The Aston Martin with like its dark green, I love that. But this, the orange, maybe not that color blue. I'm not a big fan of that. But anyway, in terms of the actual car design, the little arches over the wheels. The Vela, what is that? What does that do? Like, that's what I'm talking about, little things like that. It looks sick. Like, I would love to sit there. Like, I would love to drive this car.
Not only does it have a sleek new look with a classic McLaren papaya blended with a little more blue, but as a result of some bold technical decisions, it is the first 2022 car we've seen so far that has switched to pull rod front suspension.
From that view, I love it. I cannot wait to look at the Ferrari, because I feel like the Ferrari always is meant to have the most gorgeous car. I think McLaren is fighting them for it.
And it's gone the other way at
Ferrari,
the rear,
Mercedes,
switching
McLaren.
to the push-rod design. We'll come back to the reasons for that later.
To me, please. Yeah,
the front and rear suspension are just two examples of areas where McLaren has pushed the boundaries with its new car, as it hopes to build on its climb back into F1's top 4 after too many years in the wilderness. The car was launched online, but the race has also had the chance to take a look at it in person and talk with both the drivers and senior team personnel, including technical director James Key. With the help of our technical expert Gary Anderson.
I don't mean to pause it. I don't mean to pause it this much. Why do they do that? Like, show off the car, like what Aston Martin did. Maybe Aston Martin, it was more like a fake feeler car, but still, like, that'd be like, show it off.
Illustrator Rosario Juliana. Let's take a look at the latest creation from one of F1's most famous teams.
For the F1 car.
Let's get straight to the front suspension innovation. Although innovation isn't exactly the right word, as the pull rod configuration is nothing new. But the last time we saw it in F1 was when Ferrari ran it back in 2015, before returning to the push rod configuration. McLaren's reasoning for the change is that it better suits the aerodynamic demands of the car in terms of the front suspension's impact on the airflow coming through the front wing area to the leading edge of the floor, which is critical on these new cars. The change to the regulations that requires a slightly lower chassis at the front wheel centreline, combined with the 18-inch wheel rims, has opened the door for teams to exploit the pull rod. And while it may primarily be for aerodynamic reasons, it also avoids what Gary Anderson, a great proponent of how important it is to get the suspension right, calls stupidly shallow angles on the pull rod that would be needed under the old rules. The added benefit of this is that the inboard suspension components can be mounted much lower, giving a lower centre of gravity. As Key said at the change, if we're the only car that's done it, we've either got it really, really right, or... And he didn't finish the thought, presumably because the risk of getting it really, really wrong is not worth contemplating.
I feel like that's not good. So McLaren are playing a gigantic game of risk of reward with their new push-pull rod system. Or what is it? It's a pull, isn't it? Or is it a push? Oh, I don't even remember. That. We may come back to this moment of this video later in the season for either McLaren's big success or maybe they'll just stay the same. Maybe it won't have as big of a change as he thinks. That probably is the goal that they're having in mind.
Especially given McLaren made the change for sound reasons. So why has McLaren gone in the opposite direction at the rear, switching from the pull rod configuration to the push rod? The pull rod rear suspension has been the standard in F1 for some years, although Key suggested that the wheelbase restrictions that reduce the length of the gearbox and therefore favour the push rod was part of the equation. But Gary Anderson, who worked with Key at Jordan, is puzzled by the decision to go to push rods at the rear. He points to the disadvantage that it raises the centre of gravity given the impacts on the upper part of the gearbox. But let's turn our attention now from the mechanical side of the car to the aerodynamics. The front wing design is similar to what we've seen from Aston Martin. The main plane is primarily a flow conditioner, with the second element mounted to the underside of the nose. The central section and the first element don't look quite as high as on the launch specification Aston Martin. However, the undersurface of the second element sweeps into the upper surface of the nose to create a similar effect. The inner section of the third and fourth elements also attach to the nose as required, which leaves the middle section of the fourth flap adjustable to alter the car's balance.
That is sick too.
Towards the front of the floor, we have a turning vane that is more like one of the original barge boards that appeared in F1 in 1993. But given it is there to separate the tyre wake from the underfloor as effectively as possible, it's perhaps surprising that it isn't longer. The side pods are dramatically different to the Aston.
I feel like they are going in on this car, and I feel like not in a good way. Is McLaren getting roasted right now? Also, the McLaren car is longer than Aston Martin. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. But I feel like this man is going in on this car. I feel like they really do not like it. I think it looks good. Obviously, I think it looks gorgeous. But how it runs is going to be an entirely different story.
Martin. McLaren has opted to shrink wrap the bodywork aggressively and curtail the side pods as quickly as possible, minimising the cross-sectional area at the earliest point.
Yeah, and Aston Martin has the whole wide section. It means that instead of the leading-edge undercut continuing along the car, allowing the airflow to be pulled through that undercut from the rear of the car, it pulls the airflow down in and around the side pod area that covers the radiators. For both Aston Martin and McLaren, it's about finding the best solution to the same challenge. The need to maximise the airflow over the diffuser upper surface. This also means a very different approach in terms of the radiator exits. I kind of actually
While Aston Martin had to keep the car as cool as possible. Top louvres, McLaren has the exits at the rear of the bodywork. This means it has a longer, wider engine cover, the compromise for having a much smaller surface area for the side pods. Detail at the rear of the car is less clear in terms of the diffuser, while the sides of the floor are likely to change by the time the car hits the track for testing, or perhaps even before that, if it's shaken down on a filming day as scheduled. You're watching the Aramco 2022 F1 car reveal.
Okay, yeah, so that's basically... Dude, I feel like this man was roasting this car. This man was going in on this car. He was not... I don't think they were big fans of it. Obviously, with the whole, I don't know, the push rod system, like, I don't know anything about the push-pull rod system, so obviously, you guys in the comments, let me know down in the comments below which one you prefer. Obviously, they said the pull rod system is the one that's being used in F1 over the past couple of years, so that probably is obviously preferred for most cars, but at the same time, taking risks like that is what takes you from, you know, the Drivers' Championship, I guess not Drivers' Championship, the Constructors' Championship, going from 3rd and 4th to catapulting to 1st. Like, little changes like that to essentially flip the game on its head, which I think is a bold move. I think it's a really bold move, and I like that. I like that idea. So we're gonna see if they talk a little bit more about the car, and then I'll go to you guys.
Aramco continuously push the limits of engineering. As the global energy partner of F1, they drive a shared vision to real-world innovation that aims to lower emission.
That is indeed the paid sponsorship. Okay, obviously, we're going to go to the comments actually for a little bit to maybe see if I can get some more clarity before you guys comment on this video, because I feel like I need something. Yeah, also, big up the race. Honestly, you guys put out these videos insanely quick. Insanely quick. Like, I didn't even get a chance to like look at to see a Twitter thing about it, and I saw that the race put out this video. I was like, holy hell. Car looks dramatically different. Both Merc powered, vastly different philosophies in aerodynamics and cooling. And that's, I feel like that, okay, we will stop at those comments because I feel like those comments are going to maybe be too revealing. I think that is a good thing because realistically, people want these two cars, whether it's McLaren and Aston Martin or McLaren and Ferrari, they want them to compete with Red Bull and they want them to compete with Mercedes. We want more drivers competing for the title, which I think this year could like show like a wide open race. Like obviously Lewis Hamilton has now been pegged down a bit, Max Verstappen is kind of a crazy racer. Anything could happen. And so it's nice to see McLaren try to make bold changes to get that gap a little bit lower for their drivers and for the Constructors' title. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below on the McLaren changes. How do you feel about the new McLaren car? And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys for another video. Peace.